3DO.
Seven weeks have passed since we set sail from Enroth. Slaves freed from our skirmishes with Regnan fleets talk of the turmoil in Erathia. I suspect their stories are true, but I must see the evidence with my own eyes. The ocean tides were kind enough to bury the fallen on its shores. However, the smoking ruins of Cloudfire greeted us with nothing but destruction and the stench of death. With no survivors, only the battlefield could tell me what happened here. Despite the breath of devastation, the presence of Minotaurs suggests a raiding party. However, the ranks were too well organized. This is the work of the dungeon overlords. Evidently, the wizards were prepared, but overrun nevertheless. These atrocities rend my heart and fuel my anger. Erathia's banner must be respected, never disgraced. I think of my beloved Roland and my son Nikolai, and how much further this war will carry me from them. But my duty is clear. My father's kingdom must survive. Erathia must not fall to its enemies. Our initial landing has captured a devastated outpost. Information is scarce and unreliable at best. Neighboring citizens have fled their villages. Remaining survivors tell conflicting stories. Evidence points to a Nyan invasion. Rally local militia and train them quickly. Destroy all hostile forces you encounter. Assume the worst. Assume we are at war. Pressing toward Erathia's capital of Stedwick, we have encountered peasants talking of Fairfeather, a town to the north. Though surrounded, it has withstood the Nyan invasion. Reports are unconfirmed, but these peasants believe angels watch over the town. Angels have been spotted in Erathia before. During the Cregan infestation, scattered reports told of winged beings massacring large Cregan forces. Either the angels have returned, or they never left. How long Fairfeather can last against the Nyan and Cregan onslaught is unknown. If Fairfeather falls, a potential ally may be lost. Each year, griffins from around the world migrate to Griffincliff. Armies of King Griffinheart I tamed the griffins and trained them for war. With these great beasts, King Griffinheart unified the divergent human colonies and formed Erathia. King Griffinheart felt the land's native griffins were key to any Erathian war. To secure Stedwick, we need the griffins.
A large elfish population inhabits Erathia's southeastern coast. Green and gold dragons native to the region augment their military strength. Before we conquer this region and detour our forces to Stedwick, we must annihilate these dragons. Our Cregan allies from Eifel requested the honor of this mission. The Creegans are fierce warriors. They will enjoy the slaughter. Reports claim a fleet of Enrothian warships have landed on the southern coast of Erathia. We do not know who commands this force or its size. Through sources in Eothol, we know Roland Ironfist cannot lead this fleet. Regardless, our plans remain unchanged. We start the last phase of our underground invasion and solidify our position along the southeastern coast. Afterwards, we can transport more reinforcements from Nyon. We have dug the last tunnels to this area. You will have the tactical advantage. Catherine Ironfist has enlisted aid from Bracada and Avley. She knows we are close to Stedwick. We must occupy Stedwick before she arrives. Once we own Erathia's capital, not even Catherine Ironfist will wrench it from our hands.
As you foresaw, my lord, King Griffinheart's death brings many opportunities for your mercenary skills. A messenger from Titalia on behalf of King Tralosk has contacted us. 20 years ago, following numerous border skirmishes along the western shore of Erathia, Titalia signed an agreement to cease hostilities. King Griffinheart is dead. Their agreement has died with him. Aggressive tactics have never been part of Titalia's military character. Their ranks are vast, and once they possess Erathian land, they will hold it. However, they need generals to guide their heroes to expand their borders and accommodate their growing population. Your abilities have been brought to the attention of the barbarian nation of Krulad. Their skirmishes with the Erathian military on their eastern border are legendary. Many credit them for hardening Erathian soldiers. Recently, a border raid resulted in victory and, uncharacteristically, a large number of prisoners. Upon interrogation, their suspicions were confirmed. Without King Griffinheart, Erathia has lost its soul. Your goal is to quickly plunder the Erathian land within Krulad's immediate reach. Once they have the resources they need, war will be discussed. Until then, your independent participation is needed. Should you be captured, Krulad will claim you were an overzealous clan leader acting outside the interests of the nation. Representatives from both Titalia and Krulad seek your services. Again. Both nations claim the last strip of Erathian land between their countries. Few Erathian castles remain in the area. They are nothing more than token resistance. The most ferocious battles will occur between Titalia and Krulad. Ironically, this land has little value. This is a border war. Titalia seeks to further extend its reach from the lowlands to the hills. Krulad wants to halt Titalia's march before it reaches their northern border. No matter which side you fight for, the other will perceive you as a traitor. Choose wisely. Choose the winning side. Your life depends upon it.
Early intelligence reports forces from Nyon and Eothol have barricaded themselves inside Stedwick. All land access to the capital has been blocked. Their reinforcements arrive via underground tunnels. Armies from the west will meet us on the field of battle. There is little else to say. We do not stop until Stedwick is liberated.
My name is Darrell, ambassador from Avley. I bring a message from Queen Catherine. After the liberation of Stedwick, a Cregan envoy appeared before the royal court. He claims they have captive King Roland Ironfist of Enroth. They are asking for 1 million gold ransom. We cannot validate this claim. True or not, Queen Catherine is unwilling to pay. After interrogating the envoy, we learned Roland is held deep inside Eothol by Clan Creela. Locate Clan Creela's base of operations and rescue Roland. In addition to your Erathian army, we will support you from Avley. This mission is of utmost seriousness. You may rescue Roland, or find yourself the victim of a trap.
My name is Winston Langer, ambassador from Bracada, ruled by Grand Vizier Gavin Magnus. Forces from Titalia and Krulad are fighting in West Erathia. After months of conflict, the battle still rages. Though weary of yet another war, my king sent reinforcements to aid your efforts. Brilliant tactics will not win this battle. Body count will determine the victor. Good luck.
We now know how Erathia fell to Nyon and Eothol. Through an extensive network of underground tunnels dug by the Overlord's armies, they struck simultaneously in many areas with overwhelming numbers. Credit the military for holding the invasion to half the country. We have discovered the main artery for transporting forces from Nyan to Erathia. It is under the ocean, connecting the Nyan underworld to the Erathian mainland. Bracada and Avali have sent armies to join the fight. First, we must eliminate the remaining Kriegans and Nyan forces from the mainland, then pursue them underground and drive them back to the shores of Nyan.
Our nation's goal was to kill the man who banished us from Erathia. However, Nyan and Eoful's subsequent invasion has done us an unexpected favor. Erathia is strewn with the dead. For the necromancers, this is a season of harvest. This is a season for war. Queen Catherine is a formidable foe. To defeat Erathia's remaining military, we will need a tactician greater than her. We have a plan, an ironic plan. While Catherine organizes the last stages of her war with Nyan and Eoful, you will sneak into Erathia and locate King Griffinheart's grave. Be wary. The region is occupied by scattered Erathian. When the gravesite is found, we will resurrect the dead king and make him our pawn. With King Griffinheart commanding our armies, his former home will become our land of the dead. While resurrecting King Griffinheart from the dead, former King Vilmar met with an unfortunate accident. King Griffinheart has taken command of the military and the throne. His control over the dead is beyond anything we have seen. This bodes well for our invasion. However, our lords watch their new king, searching for a sign of weakness. Before we begin our large-scale invasion of Erathia, we must fill our ranks. Erathia's populace will provide the recruits we need. Invade the local region and resurrect the needed troops. A Death Knight named Mott refuses to obey King Griffinheart's orders. An example must be made so others will not contemplate such traitorous action. Mott has insulated himself with his armies. Infiltrate his troops, kill him, and take his command. When he is dead, resurrect his corpse and employ him in your ranks. Erathia's military lies before us. It is time to make a bold strike. King Griffinheart has trained their generals and knows their tactics. Morale will decide this battle. Morale is not a factor for the undead. Once we fill our ranks with their dead, our horde will grow, and their morale will falter. Then we will swarm over them. Soon King Griffinheart will rule Erathia once again.
Upon liberating Stedwick, my fears were confirmed. My father did not die of natural causes. He was poisoned. Investigations conducted by General Morgan Kendall prior to the war yielded no suspects. Now I learn the necromancers, seeking a military tactician equal to myself, have resurrected my father, King Griffinheart. After killing King Vilmar, he took command of their military and their throne. Now they come to us. They cannot stop the monster they have created. As a gesture of good faith, they send a messenger to speak only to me. He will tell me who killed my father. Find this hero and deliver him to me safely. I grow weary of this war. So do the necromancers. We have agreed to cooperate in the destruction of King Griffinheart. I never thought I would fight alongside the necromancers, but today we forge weapons for both our armies. With their help, along with the forces from Bracada and Avali, we should be able to repel all undead from Erathia. What remains of my father's undead army is the necropolis where he resides. His last legions of undead are significant. I will join this difficult battle, but you will command the field. There is one more order you must follow without question. Lord Hart must not die. He is our traitor. We have confirmed the information the necromancers gave to us. Lord Hart was part of King Vilmar's necromantic cult. With Lord Hart's access to Stedwick, poisoning King Griffinheart's food was a simple task. Acting on orders from King Vilmar, he sought to avenge the banishment of the necromancers from Erathia. I have special plans for Lord Hart. Throughout my life, my father emphasized my duty to the kingdom and my duty to justice. Today, I did both, by delivering to my father, Lord Hart, the traitor who poisoned him and imprisoned his soul in an undead corpse. When I came to Erathia, it was to mourn a great king and a loving father. Your enemies have waged war to prevent me from seeing you one last time. I have driven them from the land. They will not disturb your eternal slumber ever again. Great victories and great tragedies have marked the Griffinheart history. Your death brings an end to the Restoration War and the Griffinheart lineage. I will miss you dearly, Father, and think of you often. Rest in peace.
For the first time in the history of the contested lands, humans and elves have fought alongside one another to defend the region from invaders. When the celebration is over, old hatreds will return and we will be citizens of a land in conflict. We must think about the future of the contested lands. It is time to shape its future. If our fight for independence is to succeed, we need something greater than our armies to motivate the populace. We need a symbolic cornerstone. Seek out the Grail in the enchanted lands where the unicorns converse with the trees. Our cause is public. Ironically, many humans have joined the elfin population in our vision of an independent state. Already factions loyal to Erathia and Avli organized to stop us. We cannot continue without a strong base of operations. Farouk Wellnan, mayor of the town of Wellnan, has sent a messenger. He offers his protection and support. Our war for independence begins now. We must fight our way to Wellnan and establish the Grail. When we have accomplished this, Wellnan will become our foundation. We have come far very quickly. Armies from Erathia and Avli have arrived to restore order. This jeopardizes our quest for independence, and such hostile elements could ignite a larger war. It is our duty to establish Wellnan as the capital of the contested lands and drive the rule of Erathia and Avli from this territory. If we do not, we will lose all we have fought for, and two great nations may once again reenact the carnage of the Timber Wars. Today we declare our independence from the nations of Erathia and Avli.